And happy Friday, January 20th, 2023. I think you can hear me. I think you can see me. Let me know down in the comments. I'm Willie. I want to thank you for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. I know a Friday morning live stream, totally not what we're used to here, and it's at a time like 9 a.m., so most people should be available. But don't get used to the Friday live streams just yet. Just trying it out today. During the day, and maybe next week it'll be back on Saturday. So Jason, I want to thank you for my last video was a little out of sync. Well, I'm running Pop OS as my main desktop, and it updated the NVIDIA drivers, and it changed some of the settings in OBS. So I had to go back in right before this live stream and change some of those settings. So lucky for you, you're just going to get this. I'm not going to flip over to the screen today. I'm saving some of that stuff for Bits and Bourbon, hoping to record the first Bits and Bourbon of 2023 tonight, tomorrow, Sunday, somewhere in there. But I think I just got a pretty nice deal from an existing client. So going to have to look at the schedule, negotiate some things, but we'll see what's happening. So all of you that are out there, make sure you give the stream a thumbs up. Let the algorithm know what's up. So you saw my UniFi Connect video where we installed Connect and then we kind of looked at the device, but I didn't have an SD card. So I went out to Amazon and I bought some of these cards. Now they were slightly cheaper than what they are now when I bought them, I do believe. But this is a 128 gig Amazon Basics micro SD card. I left an affiliate link down in the description, and they're like $13 each, free delivery with Prime. Only took 2 days to get to me, so I'm going to put this in the UDR and use it for Connect. So more videos coming on that very, very soon. So there it is, Amazon Basics. I've got to put this back over here so I can see what the heck is going on. And so let's open the box real quick. I haven't opened them yet. I was going to do like this little video like where I slice them open and throw them around and then put it in the UDR. And I'm like, man, that's a lot of time for an SD card. And I'll be the only one who gets humor out of that, right? So lots of cardboard packaging. These once again, and I don't need a compliance statement printed on the inside of the box. That's one less piece of paper. And then these little plastic things, even in an micro SD card, man, we've got a lot of waste. So here it is. I don't know if you can see this or not. But yeah, that's it. That's the micro SD card right over here, 128 gig, and then it has the the full-size reader. So this is what I'm going to be using, and the price is right on these, and they're shipped right to the house. And I don't have to worry about it. Tax, all that good stuff. Let's go over to the comments real quick. Yes, CH, a Friday stream. Don't get used to it quite yet. Gibby is paying bills. I get that. Brian is going to be racking and automating some Cisco gear. Good luck with that. Good morning, Jason. Good morning, Cody. Gina. Mike, good morning. Jeremy, good morning. Dave, good morning. So what is everybody else got going on? Did everybody watch the Algo LED SIP LED? So this is a SIP strobe light. If you didn't watch, I've got this set up for extension 5010. And if you have sensitivity to light, look away because I'm going to call this right now. But when I call it, woo, that's bright. So many uses for a device like this. So many uses. You can pair it with speakers. And for some reason, I thought this was supposed to have a little bit of a speaker in it, but I don't know that it does. I'm going to have to get more into it. By the way, Jason and Cody, Algo, made in Canada. Made in Canada. That could be why this is so expensive. So I don't know if everything's made in Canada, the board, the components. I'm going to have to do some research on Algo as far as their manufacturing process, because it doesn't say that anything's made in another country. It says made in Canada. So if everything is manufactured in Canada, that's fantastic. And maybe some of our manufacturers here in the States can drive up to Canada and get a lesson on making everything inside the borders. especially important things. So, all right, everybody ready for the weekend? Any exciting news coming up as far as product goes? You know about the GrandStream switches, the Algo, UniFi 6 stuff. I did post a thing on Twitter today. If you follow me on Twitter, if you don't, the link is down below. But, you know, I like TP-Link stuff. It's solid, right? But on the home user side, they are pushing their Wi-Fi 7 already. And I not only posted to Facebook, but to Twitter, and I was like, look, if you're buying a new whole home Wi-Fi, don't spend the money on Wi-Fi 7 right now. First of all, the standard, it might be close, but it is not ratified. It's not a ratified standard yet. And second of all, your devices are not going to be able to take advantage of Wi-Fi 7 for a long time. And low-end devices, you know, your Rokus, any of these inexpensive devices with Wi-Fi, they're in our lifetime, they are probably not going to take advantage of Wi-Fi 7. So save yourself some dollars, and, you know, Wi-Fi 6, you're going to see Wi-Fi 6, Wi-Fi 6E devices. Those are, 6 has really penetrated the market pretty good, but 6E, not quite so much, so we still got to get there. And then Wi-Fi 7, it's going to be a while. It's going to be a while. And those same low-end devices that I was talking about, they're probably not going to take advantage of Wi-Fi 6 in our lifetime if we're being serious, right? All right, let's open up our Linux Plus study guide. And you hit the road running with this. But one of the things that they do at the beginning of this book that I thought was very interesting was they talk to you about choosing a Linux distribution. I'm lost in the assessment test here. All right, so gathering your tools, part 1. And they take you through they tell you how to set up a learning environment, but then they talk about, are you going to do it on-prem? Exploring Linux distributions. I wasn't making that up. It's right here. And so they go in and they talk about Red Hat Enterprise Linux, what distros are currently based on Red Hat, and they talk about Rocky Linux in here. So there's quite a bit of update. Then there's Ubuntu, OpenSUSE, Fedora, and within the Ubuntu section, they talk about Debian just a little bit. That Ubuntu is based on Debian, but you know, they tell you that while you're learning, you should do Rocky Linux, Ubuntu, and OpenSUSE. So there you go. First tip, choose your Linux distro wisely. So if you are going to get a mainstream job at a bank, at IBM, at some place that is mainstream, right? I'm not saying that like Arch Linux and Gentoo, that places don't use those, because they absolutely do. But if you're looking for like a mainstream, something you're probably going to find on Indeed, more of your job hunting is going to involve Red Hat derivatives, and Debian derivatives, right? So in my opinion, those are the two. And, you know, some of the major differences are, you know, package manager and things like that, release cycle, testing, community, all that good stuff. So just make a conscious choice, you know, and if you're running them in a VM, you can run them all, right? And maybe not all at the same time. Now, if you've got a home server that's a VMware server or Hyper-V server or whatever, yeah, you could probably run them all. But all right, over to the comments for any questions. Good morning, Michael Berg. Dave Robertson says, I like the Algo SIP speaker for warehouses and plant use, except for the price. Yeah, so Algo stuff is not inexpensive, but it is top notch, right? So, in fact, I said I wasn't going to show the screen. Turns out I'm going to show the screen. Algo SIP. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to flip over here. And I just did a search on Amazon for Algo SIP. So here's an Algo IP paging and SIP loud ringer. So that's the next device that I have down here that I'm going to do my next Algo video on. Like I said, client request for this. I also have some Axis gear and some SNOM gear that you're going to see videos on. But then you've got the Algo 8186 SIP paging speaker and IP loud ringer. So this is actually like a bullhorn type speaker, $486. And while it's not inexpensive, it works. The Algo paging works way better. It hurts me to say this, but the Algo paging works way better than the Axis. I'm just going to, if you're using the Axis audio bridge, you'll notice a delay sometimes. You switch to Algo, no delay. Here's the Algo. So this, oh yeah, this is G2, G1. So I don't know why G1 is actually more expensive than G2, but it is. Now, here's an Algo 8201 SIP PoE IP intercom. So Grandstream does make an intercom, and it's around that same price or less inexpensive. I can't remember off the top of my head. But you will, I mean, these devices, they're top notch. Here's an IP endpoint controller for Algo devices. Here is a ceiling speaker, $465. You can actually see the speaker in there. Here's this Algo SIP classroom speaker clock. So they make some pretty specialized stuff, but if I was building a school right now, or if I was revamping the technology in a school right now, analog systems, gone. Everything would be SIP driven as far as paging, as far as bells and all that. And this is going to allow you to do that. Here's another IP video comm. Well, that thing has a slender device there. But look at the price on that. And if you go out and you look it up, it's probably that same price from all of the distributors. But just searching through, you know, for Algo SIP, you know, our top stuff was at the top. So let's take a look back in the comments. Brian says, is there a better option than just a spreadsheet for asset tracking less than 100 devices? So Brian, there's a couple different options that you've got. Let me actually pull them up. It's funny that you say that. So let's see. Now, if we're talking less than 100 devices, there's a couple of different things that you can. Well, actually, so is anybody here running Spiceworks? I'm not running Spiceworks, but I went to Spiceworks to talk about this, and I don't see like a download. Maybe Spiceworks has changed all those things, but Landsweeper is available, and for a certain amount of devices, it is very inexpensive, if not, let's see, pricing. And here's the thing, you can run it with an expired license. I don't recommend it, but I would get a hold of them and let them know that you've got less than 2,000 assets and see, oh, wait a minute, here you go, right here, bingo, bango, bongo, free. Perfect for individuals or new businesses that need to keep track of their assets. Scan up to 100 assets, unlimited users, community support. Now, one thing that you've got to know about Landsweeper is once you give it either access to Active Directory or you load your IP subnets and you give it proper credentials, this thing will go whole hog and it will discover everything. You can even load SSH credentials, all kinds of stuff, and have it do an entire discovery. But what you're going to find if you scan a desktop PC, what could be counted as assets would be the machine and the monitor, right? So what you have to do within Landsweeper, because it'll discover switches, printers, cameras, phones, everything on your network once you set it up properly. So what you've got to do is you've got to go into Landsweeper and you have to define what you actually want counted as assets, right? So if you want monitors, that's cool. But you need to realize that anything that you're inventorying and monitoring and tracking is going to count towards that that 100 is going to count towards that 100 devices in your inventory. So, all right. So I hope, Brian, that answers your question there. All right, Brian Murray, have fun. And Brian says that Debian is greater than all else. I agree. I do love Debian. I am a Debian fan at heart. The TF01 says, what do you think about the Ingenious Cloud controller system compared to UniFi? Well, if you want my honest opinion on this, so Jason, so I'm waiting for Ingenious to send me one of their gateways. If you look at their propaganda online, let me pull it up here. Ingenious Gateway. If you look at their marketing, you would fall in love with this device the exact same way that I did. I cannot wait to get my hands on this. Jason gave me early access to the controller with his gateway adopted, and I was pinging him with some things. Some of the things that you're seeing, or that you would think that you would see based on this, they're not in the controller, right? So here's what I think about the cloud. And real quick, let me ask, let me pull this up. Hey, Jason, is it okay if I log into that controller, or would you prefer that I don't? But here's the thing that I think about the controllers. I think it's clean. I think it is simplified. I think it's very easy to navigate. I think it's very clear that there's going to be a free version and a pro version, and the features are marked that way. Let's see here. Ingenious Cloud login. I'm going to get logged in before I switch back. Remember, everybody, turn on MFA. I also posted a thing. Okay, so here we are in the Ingenious Cloud. Very clean. And here's the thing. All of these dashboards, no matter what company it is, whether it's Ingenious, TP-Link, Ubiquiti, GrandStream, Aruba, you name it, they're all going to look similar, right? Because they've all designed a dashboard to get you the quickest amount of information as possible. So I don't want to hear they copied off Ubiquiti, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to hear that. Because there's no original art, right? It's just like when you look around YouTube, we're all doing overlapping videos. It's all about the person, the delivery, the company, the delivery, right? So here we are. We've got a gateway, one gateway switch, AP, 4 clients. It's very clean, right? I've got my different, under manage, I can look at just the access points. I can look at just the switches. And you can see that there's this little icon right here means that that's the pro stuff. I can look at my gateway. So I can look at gateway detail. Gives you a very clean snapshot of everything you need to know right there. Sorry about showing your IP there, Jason. Here is a topology. Very clean, right? Hover over, you get great information. So all of these are going to be pretty much about the same, because everybody wants the devices to all do the same things. Now, where you're going to start seeing in this industry now, I don't even call it SDN anymore, but you're going to start seeing the features are that are exposed, such as with TP-Link. That's what's going to start setting these companies apart. So, but here is the gateway interfaces. You should see this. Cellular enabled here, dynamic DNS there, LANs, static routes. I'm not seeing any of the SD-WAN stuff, and I poked around in here, and you can see VLANs. You've got some ACLs, so I'm not seeing, unless it's like, let's see, gateway. Static route. So you could do some routing here probably. Like if we add a rule, do we get it? Yeah. So we don't get the choice to send it out of a different WAN, right? So the policy-based routing has got a ways to go. You've got scheduled tasks, which is nice. You've got reports. You can see the admins. You've got backup and restore, which for some reason is a pro feature, which I'm not. What part of that is pro? I don't know. It says pro. That would be really unfortunate if a company is going to lock your backup and restore behind a paywall. They may as well go ahead and start charging you for MFA as well. So you've got inventory and license. So you can see you've got pro APs, pro switches, pro gateways. So I like it. It's clean, right? So now I need Ingenious to start delivering. Yeah, they got this really cool graphic here. I need Ingenious to start putting those features in. But I'm supposed to be getting my gateway. Jason and I are going to do a site-to-site VPN video with this. And we're going to see how it turns out. What I was trying to see here is if I could find the solutions, products, WAN. I want somewhere on here. There's a let's see. So you got WAN, 2 WANs. You can do routed or pass-through mode. So to do pass-through mode, typically you're going to have to be able to disable NAT and the firewall rules. Yet to be seen. I don't want to do anything to Jason's gateway that I'm going to regret. Static routes, we got it. Multiple WANs, we got it. USB, cellular, we got it. User authentication there. VLAN tagging there. Captive portal is there. Dynamic routing. Did not see any dynamic routing unless they are talking about outside on the WAN interface. Bandwidth limit, I think, was there. Did not see traffic load balancing. Could be there. But there's some other things that they talk about when you're using the cloud that we're going to be able to do, so like the VPN is supposed to have auto NAT traversal. Well, we're going to see if that works. All kinds of stuff. So I'm very excited to really put their gateway through its paces and, to see if we can break it, to see if we can understand, more about it. So we'll see what happens. So that's kind of where I'm at. I think there's going to be pros and cons to all these controllers. Adam says, do you add these to your existing PBX or run a dedicated PBX for the paging? So this Algo SIP device is on my PBX here, and it will be on the client PBX. Brian says they killed off the Spiceworks product. Well, that's super unfortunate, but check out Landsweeper. So, Tony, good morning, Tony. Hey, Willie, Friday morning live. Awesome. Wasn't expecting it. Neither was I. So, let's see. Jason said in that video or in that demo that all of the pro features are on all 3 devices. Good morning, Brian. Self-healing VPN 2. Yeah, we're going to test all these things. Terry Johnson says dynamically routing your money to their wallets. Ain't that the truth? So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about the MikroTik devices, but I'm really excited about GrandStream full stack. So not going to give too much away. I've got 3 videos in the pipe that are taking me a little bit longer to get done because there's a lot of planning, a lot of pre-production, a lot of post-production to get the product that I want, but they will be coming in the next couple weeks. I promise. All right. That's really all I've got for today. Go ahead and ask your questions. And everybody's pretty quiet this morning. Everybody must just be listening. So keep your eyes peeled for Bits and Bourbon. Tim is finishing up the logo. I'm putting my sources together for the first one. I don't know if James will join me. I hope James will join me, but that will be coming soon. That will not be done live. That one will be taped and released. Will be released audio format, and we'll probably do video, but I'll probably start a second channel for that. Jason says, maybe all 3 of us can do a VPN video with our GrandStream routers. Yeah, I think that'd be pretty neat. to show how you can use the GrandStream routers to have multiple sites, route voice between the sites. That could turn into a crazy video series. So, all right, well, everybody's quiet, so I'm taking it everybody's working, everybody's nose down to the grind. I want to thank you for spending some time here with me this morning. I really do appreciate it. Maybe we'll try this again tonight or tomorrow. I thought maybe this early in the morning there'd be a few more viewers, but it is out of my normal time. So if you need anything, reach out at williehowe.com. Thank you for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.